Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome everyone to day 2 of the self-leadership seminar. I'm very happy to find you again today. It's exciting. We have another beautiful session planned. So let me know where you come connecting from as you coming in, and just say hello so that I can greet you as well. And if you're watching me for the first time, tell me it's the first time, and we can send you the link so that you can watch the replay from yesterday. If you were with us yesterday, I'm wondering if you were able to take a moment to work through the activity. So let me know if you were able to think through what makes you not be able to go through your life with anchoring and embracing the duality, because that was the session yesterday. So hello, Dr. Salwa. I see already beautiful faces joining me. I'm streaming live in different platforms. So welcome everyone, whether you are on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Instagram. I see already my friends showing up on Instagram. It's good to have you. It is in English today. There will be a French seminar. It's starting on Thursday. Donc, en français, c'est le jeudi que ça commence. Et là, we are continuing on day 2 of our program. So this is a seminar about how to learn how to master your self-leadership and what does it mean even to understand what self-leadership means to you, and how you can use that to vibe forward and to move forward in your professional life, but also to improve, to elevate, to have a better quality within your personal life as well. So self-leadership is across borders. It's from professions to the balance with your life, to your own life, to your well-being. And the self-leadership is actually the inner game of all of that, which means how do you feel with yourself from within? And what are the tools that can help you better your life, better your feelings, and aspire to becoming something better, something greater, and having a more impact, creating more wealth, and being successful as you want it to be. So welcome everyone. I see already beautiful people showing up. Welcome. So today is about unleashing your potential, rising your potential. Yesterday we talked about strengthening your resilience, and the understanding of strengthening your resilience is about how you can coexist with the duality of your own life, which means coexist or navigate through things that are hard, difficult, hurtful, disappointing, maybe even makes you angry, makes you enraged, makes you just want to give up on everything, and giving yourself the right to feel joy, to feel happiness, to feel that you deserve a better life. You deserve more happiness in your life, and you deserve more joy and more love. So these two together are the key to feeling better in your life. And I think the way I was able to change in my own self-development journey is when I understood that in order to change your life, to elevate, to improve, to become a different person, to create what you want to do in your life, you need to coexist with these two things together. It doesn't mean that you're going to ignore the problems, so that you just live in a numb way of being, like not even thinking about them, completely numb, ignoring them, or just like being as a robot, because when you're numb, you numb your emotions clearly, so you don't feel anything anymore, so you just numb yourself. You're like, I'm just not gonna be feeling anything anymore, ignoring what makes you feel sad. Or what happens often is that you don't allow yourself to be happy at all, because you think that The problems are what you deserve. This is what you're supposed to be. And you just live in a vortex of feeling sorry for yourself and in a victim position forever. And that's unfortunately what happened to many, many, many of us. When we're faced with situations that are too difficult to handle, problems that are unexpectedly falling on your head, losses that you didn't even, never in a million years thought possible, you're just spooked by all of that. And when you get spooked by all of that, your emotions take over. When the emotions take over, they swallow you. And when they swallow you don't understand anymore what duality is. You understand only one thing, is that you live in the problems, there is the problems, and you need to get out of the problems. So you spend your time waiting for someone to come and grab you and take you out of you. It's not a vague philosophy. It is a real philosophy, but it's a real life. So when you coexist with both of them, you are, you know that the problems exist, but you also go after what you want to create with your life. And when you coexist with this duality, it means that the problems will be solved when you give them the time and the energy for it, but you don't waste all your energy on them. You create a better you. You focus on building you focus on strengthening your resilience, and you focus on unleashing your potential. And this is what I want to talk about today. So welcome and with us. And if this concept is new, it's because you're new in my word, and I'm very happy and pleased to have you with us. So today it's about strengthening it's about unleashing your potential. But the question is, what is the first thing that stops us? The first thing that stops us from doing anything and from taking actions is actually the fear. We're free, the fear from the unknown, the fear from not getting what your heart really wants, the fear from the obstacles that might show up again, the fear from the problems that might be in front of you again. So the fear stops us. And the only way you can get yourself out of this vortex and cycle of fear is to feel grateful for what you have. Because when you have gratitude, and you cannot have fear in the same time. And this is what I want to bring. I wanted to finalize that yesterday in our session. We didn't have time. So to really complete this concept about duality is to understand the gratitude and the power of gratitude. And the power of gratitude comes so that it rebalance that worry from the fear, and diminish some of the fear until it goes away. Because the fear is something that blocks us from trying to launch a project that you have always dreamed of doing, blocks us from wanting to go on and aspire to higher positions within your institution, blocks us from trying something else when you know that whatever you are doing currently is not what you really want. Let's be fearless. If you want Monet Hassan, let's be fearless. But you know what the thing is? It's not about being fearless. It's easy to say, but the reality is inside. Even if you say that we can become fearless, can we really? Do we really? Do you really, when you sit with yourself, is that the dialogue you have inside? Is it really true? Is it enough to just say, let's be it? No. That's why we're doing the work that we do. That's why we need these tools, so that you can make them and integrate them as your own. Because very fast we go back to the habitual way of being, which is being scared of the unknown. And being scared of the unknown puts you in a situation where you'd rather stay where you are because it feels comfortable. Not because this is what you want, but it just feels habitually comfortable. And that's what 95% of the population is doing. So when you stay comfortable in what you have been having the habit of doing, then nothing pushes you, because the moment you get out of your comfort zone, the fears shows up. What if it doesn't work? What if I regret it? What if I waste my years? What if I waste my time? What if I waste my energy? What if people look at me? I'm like, hey, see, I told you. Why did you even want to try something different? So we are scared of the judgment. We are scared of our own failure. We are scared that things don't work. And so the only way to let go of this fear and the worry of that is to fill your heart with the gratitude of every step you do. And that's where the gratitude comes in as one of the most powerful codes that we have in this self-leadership program and the codes that we teach. So the self-leadership program is just a teaser, if you want, to this great program that is around 12 codes. And these codes, they come to detail and to provide all the almost guidance to understand how to make the believe act lead method your own, because the believe act lead method is the one that we work about and we use often, we use in our processes, is a method that helps you transform by first working on your mindset and your energetics, then taking the actions in line with whatever you want to achieve in your life, so that you can set up the best fit strategy for you, so that you can take the right actions and get you not only closer to your objectives, but your own understanding of energetics and the power and the law of attraction, you get your objectives closer to you. This is why it's so powerful. It's because it's not just taking actions as we have grown knowing what it is, but it's also the energetics of doing it all. It's the letting go and surrendering to the possibility that things will happen, is to be grateful of whatever you could achieve and deserve to receive in your life, instead of letting the fear take over and blocking you from going further in your taken actions. So why I wanted to start with the fear, because this is the first thing that we don't talk about. And as a leader, we all have fear as leaders, because as a leader, by definition, it means that you are leading away to something different. You are leading the path to something new. And the moment you lead to something different, it means you are going out of what has been the comfortable zone for you to something you don't know. And when there is the unknown, there is the fear. And so what the leader needs, it's the courage. It's the courage to carry on, the courage to keep on believing, the courage to advance. And that courage is not needed if there is no fear, does it? Isn't it? So when you feel like, okay, we want to be fearless, as you said it so perfectly, you want to be fearless because you have the courage to overcome whatever that fear might block you from doing. And that courage, how do you feed it every day? And that's why we am here. It's because I want to talk about this. Because every leader needs the courage. And if you need the courage, that means you already you have there is fear from what the future might be. Will I succeed? How much time will it take me? Will I be able to make it? Will I be able to carry on without, despite the judgment, the people's looking at me, or people waiting to see whether I'm gonna fall or not? And so that power is what you need to boost inside you, what you need to grow inside you. This is why resilience comes in handy, because you want to be so resilient that no matter what comes your way, you stay stronger and you bring the courage each time whenever you need it. So, where do we get this courage from? That's the question. Where is the courage coming from? Because that's what we need. We need to boost our courage. We need to boost our confidence that we can move forward and we can carry on, as so that we do not let doubt and we do not let fear take over. These are the two things that you want to block, because these are the two things that blocks us from reaching our potential. And reaching our potential is probably something you don't even know what it is, because we think that our potential is what we know, what other people are doing, what other people might be creating. But your potential might even be higher than that if you let your consciousness grow and imagine something bigger. And this is why self leadership helps you lead yourself to higher than what you can probably imagine or probably think possible. It helps you aspire to something more magical than what your visualization could allow you to have or to see. That, and this is why we use all the tools, so that you can actually rise up to that high potential. So one of the first tools is gratitude, and I want to bring it back to my own story, why gratitude is so powerful, and why the first thing we do when people come in our programs, the first thing we have them do is to integrate gratitude in their morning routine. Because by integrating the gratitude, you start to shift from an energy of lack, because the energy of lack is the energy that brings us fear. I'm going to repeat it because I want you to write this. The energy of lack is the energy that brings us the fear and the doubt. And so the only way you get yourself higher and shift from that energy of lack to an energy of abundance is through the gratitude. Gratitude makes you remember things that you used to take for granted, things that seems like nothing while they are so much, things that are dismissed often because we'd rather stay in like, oh, but I need this, but I need that, but I don't have this, but I haven't created this, but I haven't reached this. And so you stay in that energy of lack. And not only you stay in that energy of lack, you tend to feed that energy of lack because social media. Social media is a beautiful display of what, look at me here, look at me there, look what I bought here, look how I am here, look at me on the boat, look at me on the private jet. So what it does to us is it comes and show us all the things that are lacking. So it comes and feed that energy of lack. And the energy of lack, more it grows, because when you think of what you don't have, more you feed it and it grows. And so that initiate more fear, more doubt, more distress, and more anxiety. And so this is why it could be a trap, this social whole media thing, if you don't know how to navigate through it. But when you come back to the gratitude, you come back to being able to ground yourself, being able to remember the basics, being able to like, wait a minute, let's just take one empty page and let's start again from the beginning. And you want to have that ability to stop and start again. And you can do it every day. Every day could be a new start again. Every day until it becomes a new habit and a new discipline. So gratitude helps you shift little by little your energy from that energy of lack to an energy of abundance. You won't see it in the beginning. You won't even value the whole exercise, but it's just incredible. And I want to highlight that through my own story. So if you were here yesterday, you probably you heard me saying it, but I'm going to say it again. So I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years now. So I started in my company in May 2014, started a different company because on the way the company went bankrupt and I had to close it. And that closing episode of my life, which was 5 years ago, was just like the worst nightmare any entrepreneur could live or could imagine. And so in that vortex of negativity I found myself in, not only I found myself in, I was feeding it every day. And what it was doing, it was growing the fear. It was growing the fear about everything, the doubt about everything, the anxiety, the stress. I was just everything, hating everyone, hating everything, and even hating myself, obviously, because that's how it all starts, because you feel so bad and so outrageous and so angry at your own self for having attracted things into your life or having initiated whatever that is that created all the negativity you find yourself in. And so what could I have done, like, to get myself out of that vortex? I just needed to, like, okay, let me bring an empty page. Let's start again. It's that let's start again that we don't tend to find the space, not the energy, not the courage to do. And I found the courage to do it because being a mom of 4 children, I could not afford, I can't afford to allow myself being swamped in negativity. It's just not possible. And so all of us in our lives, we go through things that are hurtful. We go through things that are painful. We go through things that are not just painful, like maybe just waking up in the morning and you're like, this is not the life that I wanted. This is not the job that I wanted. This is not the relationship that I wanted. We all go through that and we are faced with that. So what do? This is why joining the seminars like this is so powerful, because I joined seminar like this. I was coached and mentored so that I can get myself out of this negative sphere into a new sphere. So in the world of energetics, these are frequencies. And these frequencies, when you understand them, you start to understand how things function, that it's not just material, there are other dimensions that helps you stay grounded and helps you look at how can you navigate through them instead of being swamped by them. And the only way you can get yourself out of this vortex of negativity is by being in a new frequency, is by acquiring or like taking on a new identity. And that shift is what these tools are about. This is why I created the method, so that I can help you shift from that down and sphere, that vortex that's just never ending, into let's start again. Let me draw the lessons, let me draw the wisdom, and let's start again. Let me let go of anything hurtful or the memories that are just not helping me and take on only the beautiful ones and start again. You can every day start a new wave of energies. Every day. Every day you can start a new outlook for how your life could be. Every day you can stop and pause and, like, okay, where did I come from? Who am I? What is it that I've gone through? Why? What is the lesson I can draw from it? It's not like, why did it happen to me? Because that's not the question. That's the question that makes you more into that negativity. But what can I draw from this lesson? How can I become a better version because of these lessons? How can I change myself and use my voice to, to integrate all this wisdom, to transform this hurt into something that I can serve with? Because often our stories are not for us. They are for us because they teach us things, but they are also for others to advise them not to do mistakes that we could have made before. They are also for others that feel so down they cannot even get out of wherever they are, or change or aspire for a better life because of the fear of the unknown. So they'd rather stay in an uncomfortable situation that today feels so habitual than go on into a new path because it's something they don't know. And so the fear kicks in. So what changed me? I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm home now. Let's see, what can I do? And I looked around in the garden and I loved hortensia. These are one of my favorite flowers. When I used to study in the US and work there in Washington, I used to walk a lot. And these flowers are, to me, are just the most beautiful flowers out there. And so I called the garden. I said, let's have some hortensia. Let's plant hortensias in the garden. So I planted hortensias. I wanted purple in the big entry and then blue from the other side of the house. I'm like, okay, we'll bring you the hortensia. And I was just so excited. I suddenly found something that could bring me joy, and as simple as nature, the colors of nature, connecting with flowers. And so out of nowhere, because it's like the sand is brown, there is nothing, and then we put in the flowers, so we don't know what colors there is. And it's funny that I am speaking about this and the gardener is cutting the herbs, so you're gonna hear him in the background, but that's okay. It's like I called him in so it's all right. So anyway, so we're saying that we planted the flowers, we planted hortensia in the front, and then there were purple, and then we planted the blue ones. But I couldn't see anything, because when you plant a seed, you don't see anything, right? So you got to trust that it's gonna work. So every day I would wake up, and the first thought I had is, let me go check whether the flowers were coming out. Every day, the fact that I connected my new thinking into something different, into the beauty that is basic, the beauty of nature, started to shift my mind. So every day I was grateful. I was grateful for that new project that is just so simple. It's like you put in, you plant a seed, and you know that the seed will come. There is no doubt that the seed will come. We know, because that nature. So every day I was grateful for that. Every day I will go and look at the flowers. Are they out now yet? No. So the moment there was just a little leaf showing up, I was so grateful. And that came into my list of gratitude every morning. Every morning, I was grateful for the flower. Every morning, I would come down and go around and see what happened to them. And this gratitude started growing. And then the flowers start showing up after 4 months, 3 months, or 4 months. So there was a lot of perseverance in this whole thing. But that's okay. I was patient. I was happy every day. I was grateful for something that would just blossom and bloom. And so until one day I felt happy, happy from the flower. Does it mean that the problems were gone? No, they were not gone. Does it mean that everything was back to normal? Not at all. But I started to understand that feeling happy has nothing to do with the outside and the circumstances. It's the fact that I was disciplined not because I forced myself, but I was just excited about this whole project, to come in every day and check on something as simple as what we take for granted, which is nature blossoming and feeling like there is something beautiful blooming. So every day I was coming down to discover, what color would that be? Is it going to be purple? Is it going to be blue? So all of those flowers, they turned out to be pink, actually. So there was no purple, there was no blue, but I was so grateful and so happy. And the essence of this story is that gratitude comes from the simplest things. And I know that everyone, you can sit every morning and be grateful for the basic things. Be grateful for the sun in the morning. Be grateful for just being able to be alive. Be grateful for the little basic. Be grateful for being connected here. If we are connected here, that means that we are so much better than so many people in the world, so much better off. And we often forget about that and stay dwelling into what's missing, what's lacking. Well said, Alison. Thank you. This is true. Gratitude changes everything. It really does. And that simple exercise that seems so basic and so simple. And often when people in the program, they're like, oh, I don't need to do this. I do it every morning. So they don't do it. But the fact of I'm looking for my journal, taking a journal and sitting down and actually remembering what are the things you are grateful for, it does more than that, just starting to shift your mind. It does something even bigger than that. Actually, what it does, it starts having you disciplined about doing something so basic and so simple every day. And you need that to boost your confidence. You need to be able to tell yourself that whatever I set myself to do, I actually do it, which means that in the bank of confidence, that's gonna put in some more money in that bank. You will boost your confidence. You're like, wow, I really do this discipline every morning. I really do this gratitude thing that seemed to be useless. And so every day when you put in the time to do the gratitude, you start having changes within you. You start having shifts energetically within you. You start getting yourself out of that low frequency into a frequency that is higher. Maybe not the one you want very fast and quickly to reach, but you are getting there. Because this whole thing is a journey. This whole self-development is a walk that you take. It's a walk that you take not because you want to get there fast. It's not about getting there fast, but it's a walk that you take so that you build the foundation in such a solid manner that you know that you can build anything on top of it. And the start of this walk, really, and that's from experience, that's from looking at the 500 people benefited from our paid programs already. Yes, 500. We work with some institutions, so that's why we got all these numbers very fast. But one of the first step that we really start is to take a moment and remember, what are the things that you're grateful for in your life? What are they? What is it? What is it around you that you don't even think is good? And you will be surprised and astonished, and it's amazing. Okay, I like that, doing it 3 times. Yeah, it is amazing. Thank you for sharing that, because it's as simple as smelling the coffee being made, as simple as taking a moment to feel something and be grateful for. We need to feel more. That's where we are lacking today, is to feel and be in the moment. That's what I call feminine energy. Feminine energetics, it's the being, it's the feeling. And the feminine energetics, it's the only way where, and I know that I attract a lot of overachievers listening to me in this seminars and this program. It's the only way, and really listen to me really well, because that's the only way you can go from wherever you are to a greater level. It's by understanding there is something else that you add to the action taken and the doing, and the smart excellence expertise that you are. That's the feminine energy, and it applies to both men and women, by the way. It's we all genders have both masculine and feminine energy. And when I say feminine energy, it's the ability to be, to feel, to take a moment, to appreciate, to like, okay, how can I shift my emotional state into a better state? Because the dialogue inside you is completely emotional, and the dialogue inside you is the one that is reflected through the results that you have. So if you see what you have in your life in terms of results, in terms of wealth, in terms of friendship, of love, of material, of house, whatever you have, it's actually a direct reflection of the narrative that is happening inside you. I'm going to repeat that because this is extremely important. The dialogue, the narrative that you have inside you, the real one, not the one that you pretend you have. The real, true one is the one that it get manifested in your life. So what is it that is happening inside? What is it? What's that doubt that still cripples and come in and stops you? What's that, anger from unsolved problems that you carry maybe with you? What's that unseen constraint that stays there, or habit that is that not right one, but you just can't get out of it because you do it? What is it? This is the moment you take a new page. You're like, let's start again. Let's start again. Let's recreate me again. So often they come and ask me, it's like, oh, you changed your career. Oh, you changed. I often get that question. It's like, you change jobs or you change sectors or whatever that is. And but I never saw what I've done through my life as changing. What I've seen it is always as elevation, as, okay, I learned this. I worked a lot on development. So that was my first job and my first expertise: sustainable development, setting up strategies for development, understanding how to articulate the policies, the action plans for a particular sector, for a particular region, for a particular department, institution. And I loved it. It was just amazing because that's what I was trained to do. And then when I was able to find joy and the gratitude and finding a mission that is more aligned with who I become through the years and through the experiences, through what I've gone through, this became my mission to help leaders, to help women and men. Actually, I started helping women because to me, we all go through very difficult things, and we carry so much hurt from our past, from our heritage, from our mothers, grandmothers. So there is a lot to heal in that department, and we just speak the same language, and it felt so right. And it felt just so beautiful to create those masterminds with incredible women from around the world, because, incredible in our differences, we are so alike. In our differences, in our different levels and expertise and years of experience, we are all leaders in our own way. So to bring this notion of walking and sitting shoulders to shoulders and guiding ourselves and walking together, is just the most genius thing we could have arrived with by creating this collective intelligence. And that became my drive. It became like, how can I change how can women feeling so depressed and lonely, or not on the right path, and wanting to negotiate the salary, but it's just doesn't do it because, like, it's too complicated. Being not in a healthy relationship and feeling taken advantage of and overwhelmed with all the responsibilities, and thinking that I just need to balance my professional and personal life, to come understand, no, you have to recreate you with a different identity. And that different identity include, the feeling sovereign and divine and great and deserving the best in your life. So, and this has become my drive. So it's not about changing. Is I don't think 10 years ago I would have been able to teach that, to guide leaders, to see the changes, to celebrate all the successes that all these women and in our programs are making and creating, because I needed to go through what I've gone through in my life. And so when I look back, I realize today that things happen for a reason for us. And often we don't look at the reason because we are overwhelmed with the hurt and the disappointment and feeling sorry for ourselves and choosing to stay in the victim mode for so long that we miss on the wisdom we can extract. We miss on the story, the essence of the story. But you, as you are watching me, I know that your story is as incredible as anyone else, and probably there is no one that could carry it and voice it better than you. And that's why, as a leader, you want to use that voice so that you can lead with it, whether it is in a complete different field in your expertise, but your voice has this baggage of emotions. The voice doesn't have only the knowledge and the expertise. It's what, how do you package that, and how do you share it, and how do you use it to connect with others, knowing that the connection comes from the emotions and the energies. So clearly, understanding your inner game is not even a luxury anymore, it's a must. You have to understand your inner game. You have to master why these codes are important or not important, why gratitude, such an easy thing I could add to my day, could actually make a difference in my life, because it can make a difference in your energetics. It can make a difference in your inner dialogue, makes a difference in the narrative. And that's what I invite you to do. Today was about taking actions, but I couldn't talk about taking actions without bringing in the energetics of it. Because if it is taking actions as you used to do in, working hard and not stop working, spending nights without sleep and working so hard, that has limitations. It gets you to a certain level. It's about trading time to with the work and everything. But the other dimension is bigger, is when you know that you can work, you can use the time as your ally, and you can work on a multi-dimensional, because there is this energetics dimension to it, and that is connected to emotions. So you see why I'm going to gratitude. I'm gonna, and this is responding to Maria Hassan comments about, like, what is this philosophy about? It is a philosophy, but it's not even a philosophy. I think it's an art. It is an art. It's like business is an art. Leadership is a beautiful art. And in that art, the artist is you, which means in your differences, in your uniqueness, in what you have so special, in what you bring in from your experience, your heritage, your culture, everything that makes you who you are. That's the beauty of the artist in you. And then what you're creating is the masterpiece. So in this game, you're in charge of everything. You're not only the artist, but you're also the masterpiece that you're creating. So now, how can you create the best masterpiece? And that's what I want to get you to. So let's grab our our workbook. If you don't have your workbook, let me know. I can send it to you. But it has a beautiful summary of things. So let's go to day 2 in the workbook. So day 2, the first thing that is all there is any type of freedom comes from discipline and persistence. I love this because it's all about discipline. You got to discipline yourself. And disciplining yourself, often we think that, I feel free, I have a beautiful life. And we think that freedom means you can sit for days in front of Netflix and eating whatever that is, fast food and sweets and things that like no limit. That's what freedom is, but it's not. It's absolutely not. That's actually sabotaging your life. Freedom comes from the discipline, from being able to discipline yourself, organizing yourself, and going towards something that makes you feel excited, going towards a dream goal, creating something so big and so beautiful that just thinking about it, you get stimulated and motivated. Because often, you can be inspired here. You can come out from here and feeling like, I'm unstoppable now. I can do anything I want, because you do. You feel unstoppable and you can do anything you want. But that inspiration and that motivation, okay, give it one day, maybe 2 days, and then it goes away. You need another boost. But you can't have that boost every day, because there will be a time where you can just listen to it and like, I'm trying and I'm doing, and it just fades away. The only way you keep the momentum is by doing and disciplining yourself. The discipline helps you keep the momentum, and the discipline feeds on itself. So it's by doing that you get to do more, and you get to do more. But then what are you doing? That's the thing. What is it that you want to be disciplined and repeatedly and doing? And this is where being smart and engineer the best strategy comes. Understand, plant the courage to make change and progress. Yeah, that's beautiful summary. The art of combat fear, get out of his comfort zone, and plant the courage to make change and progress. I like that summary. That's exactly it. And now the other notion I'm adding to it is the discipline to do it. You get the courage, you get the inspiration, you get the motivation. You want to keep the momentum. So you want to be disciplined. It's about showing up. Being a leader is not something you apply to. It's not something like, oh, can I send my application because I want to be a leader in this field, or I want to be a leader in this sector, or I want to be a leader. No, this is something. This is a position you take, and you insist on keeping it. So insisting on keeping it, it's being disciplined. It's showing up. It's continuously doing the work. It's recreating yourself. It's even if I don't do well, it's okay. Tomorrow I'll be better. It's keeping that outlook of a continuous evolution and progress. It's not like but maybe I should, until I get better, until I show up. No, you show up. And that, by showing up, tomorrow you'll show up even better. Tomorrow you'll be better at it. Tomorrow you'll continuously you grow, develop, and improve. And that's the discipline that gives you that. You gotta discipline yourself. And the first exercise of the discipline is doing a gratitude in the morning. That's it. It's so easy, because after that, you add more. After that, you start structuring. What is the project that I want to launch? Where is the new program I want to create? What is this new idea that I have? And you start disciplining yourself in thinking about it, in drawing a roadmap towards it, in pushing the objective further. You're like, okay, now what about if I grow it more? What about if it's not, add a couple of zeros to the numbers? What about if I add more a global outreach for it? Then you start creating. Because when you are in fear and in doubt, creativity is gone. There is no creativity. So you need to soothe your fear and the doubt from the unknown. You need to feel safer. The only way you feel safe is with finding something you're grateful about. Because when you feel safe, then your creativity will grow. And remember, leader is an artist. You need creativity. You need to listen to your intuition. You need to use your inner GPS, because that's going to guide you. But how can you listen to it when you're like too scared of what's going to happen now? Or you're like too scared, or like, you use your super smart mind in the morning. It's like, good morning. Let me tell you what are the 1, 2, 3 things why things will not go right. Because usually when we're super smart in articulating all the things for the reason why things will not go right. And we're so good at it. You sit down, you're like, often that's why the very smart ones with the very advanced degrees are not the ones that making money, because they know every morning you have their brain It's like, okay, this is the brain station. I'm telling you what are the things, why things will not go right. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then I'm not going to do anything. And this is what we do. But you don't want to let your brain do that. That's why you fill your heart with gratitude, with moment, with the beauty of the presence. Because when you do that, you soothe yourself and the brain starts shutting up. And the brain's like, maybe this is a feel good moment. So when it is a feel good moment, it cannot be the moment where the brain reminds me of all the bad things. It just doesn't go together. So the only way you can shut that off, you need to find something beautiful. I needed to go to check on the orthodontia every morning so that I can shut up my brain, because every morning it was telling me this. And when I hear this, all I wanted to do is to go and hide. And hiding wouldn't help me, because hiding couldn't afford to do it when I have 4 children and my 3 girls will come and check on their mama. Their mama cannot be hiding. So I needed to find a savior. And a savior to me was nature. Nature reminded me of the beauty that we have around us. Reminded me that you can integrate feel good moments because they are out there. The basic is what fuel your courage to carry on. Write it down. This is so profound. I did not intend for this day to go this direction, but I'm loving your energies and your presence, and I'm just responding to it. And that's the, the discipline and the feel good moments that are so basic that each one of us, whatever you are, whatever situation you're standing on, whatever level of advancement you are, you can find around you. That's what will fuel your courage to carry on. That's what would fuel your discipline to reach the goals one by one. It's feel-good moments. So my question to you is, how much of feel-good moment do you give yourself in your day? How much? How much of that? How much do you remember is like, okay, let me anchor my feelings. Let me just shut the brain off a little bit and elevate from it. Appreciate what's around me. You can do it with meditation. You can do it with praying. You can do it with a walk in nature. You can do it with just taking a few more minutes, grabbing your journal and writing in it. Writing beautiful things you remember, you're grateful for. Writing the basics. It shifts you. It changes you. It brings you the moment of hope. Where did it come from? From inside. You don't need it from outside. You really do not need it from outside. I have a beautiful quote that I want to share with you today. It's from a professor, an Irish playwright, George Bernard Shaw. He lived between 1856 and 1950. And what he said is like, people are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. So people are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. That's what Shaw is saying. The people who get on this word are they who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, make them. So this is what taking action is about. It's about using your inner power so that you can create the circumstances that you want to have in your life, when the one that exist are either gone or they're not the right one for you. This is such a beautiful, he's such a beautiful playwright. And we often, when we don't have the circumstances power, we feel lost. We feel like we feel that we don't know them. We feel, not connected with what we used to know, with what used to be a habit. But when we find, when we go back and remember that inside of you, there is such a strong inner power that you can use to elevate yourself, then you become in charge of you. So, self leadership is becoming in charge of you. Self leadership is using your inner power so that you can create those circumstantial power that do not seem there anymore when you need them. And if we don't find them, you don't stop. You stand and go on and create the right ones for you. And that's where the work comes in. This is why in our programs, it's not something we don't do them in a week or two. We the shortest one, and I'm going to announce a new one tomorrow, actually. So if you're interested, come in because it's sensitive. There is an early bird for whoever were in the seminar with us. It's a 3-month program. It's about this 12 codes. It's 12 weeks, actually. It's exactly 12 weeks. And it's just beautiful and new. It's open for men and women this time. So I'm very excited. I'm welcoming men as well for this program. It's only for this program. It's exclusive. And it's 12 codes because there is a book that is coming out with it. And there is a whole set of codes one by one. And the first one is gratitude. It's the one I shared with you today. And all of them are codes if you are able to understand them, to integrate them into your life, to embrace them. You do not recognize yourself anymore, I promise you. You are completely a different person. Completely. You like, even like, how could I even live this way? It's almost like I just switch on the bulb of light suddenly and I can see things differently. It's like shutting off a voice that was dragging you down and pushing you and pulling you into all the negative you don't want, and suddenly emptying the space energetically inside you to listen to your intuition, to find guidance from I don't know where, but it just comes in. So anything you put your mind to, you can reach. But you can reach with discipline, with understanding, with elevating your energies, with elevating your mindset, with empowering you, with getting all these tools so that not only you have the courage, but you have the fuel to add to your courage every day. And you have the discipline so that it's not about being motivated one day, it's a continuous journey. It's a new lifestyle. It's a transformation that is not to look back and return back, but it's a transformation so that you can use your all of your all of your experience, all of the wisdom, all of the lessons, everything from your background, from your heritage, to vibe forward, to move up, to use it as a message for everyone. So there are 3 ways you can cultivate that confidence to move forward. I think one of the most important ones for it to really to not only to move forward, but to add, like to have like if you imagine you have a bank of confidence in you, and you want that bank to be filled by all the confidence. So you want it full completely all the time. And the only way you fill that bank of confidence, it's by your word with yourself. Do you trust your word? Do you say, okay, today I'm going to start going to the gym? And do you actually do it? Because if you're disciplined and you have your confidence, then you know you're going to do it. So your voice is like, of course you'll do it because you're so good at being so disciplined. And so you'll do it. But if you're not, your voice is like, yeah, right. And it's the same thing when you set yourself to a great objective. So you're like, oh, I have this dream goal. I'm going to create this company. I'm going to make a 7-figure out of it. I'm going to make it to 8 figures. And then if your bank of confidence is empty, your voice inside's like, yeah, right. Let me see if you're going to do that. So you need to change your inner voice to a cheering voice. And the only way you can change that voice into becoming the one that cheers you up and your cheerleader is by boosting your confidence. So what is it more simple than disciplining yourself to write a set of gratitude in the morning to boost it? Because if you do that, you're like, oh my God, I really am doing it every day. You'll be like so happy. You'll be like celebrating you. You're like, oh wow, today I didn't forget my gratitude. So you'll be happy. And suddenly you are creating a new relationship with yourself. Self leadership is you with you, no one else. It's like you need you. This is a moment where it's like you. So, where is this relationship? Does it exist? Do you believe in you? Do you respect you? Do you love you? Do you discipline you to become a better you or not? That's your confidence. So the moment you respond to no to any of those questions, your bank of confidence is not that full. So if it's not that full, do you think that you can go on and speak in front of people, lead the team, structure projects, grow in the projects, be resilient when things do not go right, because they won't go right all the time. Trust me. Merely if you have objectives that are too big, the challenges will be as big. The obstacles will be as huge. The problems will be like, what is this? Because as big objectives you aspire to reach, the problems will follow you in the same levels. So you got to grow. And this is why boosting your confidence is essential. So not only you get the courage, you need the courage. You change your fear by thinking of things that you love, things that you're grateful for, simple moments that we take for granted. Yet the whole beauty of life is about those simple moments and remembering them. Not just remembering them because you might even think like, yeah, but you don't know what I'm going through. Well, I know when it's impossible to think that you deserve to feel good. I know that. But isn't that a right that you can taken away from you? So give yourself that. Give yourself that no matter what you've gone through, no matter what problems you might have encountered, no matter what the problems you're still living through. Give yourself the right to feel the love, to feel the joy, to feel the happiness. You cannot take that away from you. Because if you do that, what do you leave the rest of the world to do for you? What is it? It's going to get worse. So start from within. Start fresh. New page. White page. Let's start again. How can I start it? Every day you can start again. Every day. Every day could be a new start. Every day could be a new beginning. Every day. And that's the beauty of it. It's like nothing depends on what happens yesterday. My energy could be new, could be fresh, could be beautiful today, could be different. And it's your discipline that gets you into this momentum. It's by persevering into believing that it's possible and not giving up. This is why discipline is so powerful. And discipline is with the basic, like as simple as, find something so easy that you's like, okay, I'm going to do this from now on. I'm going to think about my project from now on. Just get yourself 5 minutes a day. And sometimes I get people in the program saying, I don't have time. I'm like, are you for real? You don't have time to create the $100 million you or the $10 million you or whatever you aspire to be? You don't? Who's going to have that time? No one. And that's what he changed. That's right. It's about creating me. It's not for someone else. So you better take the time. So being with us today, I'm so happy that you took the time for you, because this is a voyage. That's what I do. I do here as seminars. This is just giving you a tease of what is. In the program is much deeper. It's much profound. It's longer. So the integration is really, really it's very impactful inside you. And I have a new program in English, and I'm so excited. We are starting it in November. It's 12 weeks. Every week, it's about one code, and we meet in twice. So you will get out of it completely transformed, because not only you will understand, I will teach the codes, but I will also check in on you by the end of the week to see how can you apply it, how can you, what move can you do in your life, how can you take it one step further so that within 3 months you do not recognize yourself. And the incredible thing about this work, it's the science of success. It's the law of attraction, it's the secrets. I call them the codes because to me, it's a set of codes. That's how I sensed them. That's how I felt them. And that's how I interpreted them. And I wrote them in the book. And these 12 codes, they come completely aligned with the BAL method, which is the believe, act, lead, which is the three-phase process that I've taken so many people, women and men, through this for the past 4 years. It changed my life because it gave me joy and a better sense of loving what I do, caring for what I do, connecting connecting with people from around the world, boosting people from around the world, and it just gives me such a thrill. And but most importantly, it's celebrating women changing their behavior, not feeling overwhelmed as they used to, feeling more attuned with what they want to do in their life, with what they want to reach, what they want to create, and giving them hope. I think this is what we all need, is to be able to create the bridge of hope that you can aspire for a better life. You can get the tools to a better life. It's not about studying more. It's not about learning more. It's not about knowledge because you have it. It's not about that. It's about what you feel, how you feel. It's about understanding how to do the walk of success. It's about understanding how to lead yourself through with more resilience, with more and with reaching higher potential, with attracting more opportunities in your life and more connections. So tomorrow I'll be talking about the third phase, which is leading, what leaders are, what it means, how can you use all this understanding so that you can feel that you've taken something out of this seminar and you can apply it directly into your life. I will also be giving more details about the codes, which is the programs that is starting in November. If you're interested, be with us. There's a special bonuses and special early bird price will all be announced tomorrow. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your presence. Thank you. And I hope and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And be well. Do the activity for today. The activity for today is just to take a moment and think with yourself and each other. Play tomorrow if that is possible. In the meantime, you are in my oh, I love you, Alison. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with me. This means a lot to me. And you are also in my gratitude list. You all are. My connections mean so much to me. This whole beauty of it, and it feeds me. It makes me feel like I want to create more programs. I want to do them. I want to have them all, fit with your aspiration and what you and how they can help you and push you to push yourself a little more, to get yourself out of the comfort zone. That's what my role is, and that's what my mission is. So see you all tomorrow, and take a moment to do the activity 2, is to help you to think about what's your objective, what do you want to become, who do you want to become, because we will use it for our session tomorrow. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.